Hello,
Hi.
XJ. How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear
And
me okay?
yeah. Usually it takes a couple seconds to kind of get a good connection going. So, uh, yeah, XJ, good to meet you. My name's Tyler.
It looks like the audio is working now. Nice to meet you, Tyler. I'm XJ.
Fantastic. So, XJ, where are you calling me from?
I currently live in Australia, in Sydney.
Nice. Yeah, I seen that on your
Uh,
profile. Okay, where are you from originally?
I'm from China. I work in Australia.
Okay, just temporarily, or are you trying to move there full time, or?
Depends on work, you know.
Sure. Yeah, of
At the
course.
moment, I'm just planning to work here for a few years. I've been working for about 3 years full time professionally.
Okay.
So just want to use this program. The place I work, they provide this language learning program, which on PREPLY. So that's why I signed up, and
Yeah.
they gave me a few credits to do these courses. Just want to improve my English level. Uh, I mean, workplace professional English level. So I saw
Course.
your
Of course.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. I noticed that your English is not Australian English. So where did you originally learn?
So I studied in Australia. I went to university in Australia, and then I went to UK for about a year. It was an exchange program. Yeah,
Okay.
so I wouldn't say I really have a accent, Australian accent
Yeah, yeah.
or UK whatever accent because I uh just trying to speak English.
For sure,
I
for
mean,
sure. That's
yeah,
actually
it's not like
that's really
English.
surprising to me because if you learned in Australia and the UK, I would expect your English to have some type of accent, but it sounds like American English. So that's very interesting.
Really sounds like
Yeah.
I'm speaking
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I would say originally I started learning English when I was young, when I was in
Right.
China.
I
So
understand.
my English teachers back then were they were probably Chinese. Right?
Sure.
They may be pretty bad at speaking, at the accent.
Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
I live in Australia, so I speak to Australian people a lot.
Sure.
Maybe it improves my accent or how I speak.
So how do you say water?
Water,
Okay,
drink
okay. Yeah.
some
So it's not water.
hot.
Water. That's good. Okay, okay. Well, XJ, so we have quite a we have a full class today. We have a full hour. So why don't you take a little bit of time and tell me more about yourself, maybe uh growing up in China, what that was like, and maybe what brought you eventually to Australia.
This sounds like a question from one of those language exams, like IELTS or P. I've done a lot in the past.
Sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah, it sounds quite familiar.
That's
Uh,
funny.
just FYI, I didn't really prepare anything
That's
because
okay.
you know,
I promise you I am just trying to get to know you.
yeah, like this gets me a little bit nervous that
No, don't
I think
be.
I'm a student again.
Don't be
Doing my
nervous. It's okay. So yeah,
so
yeah, go
maybe
ahead.
I can ask you to repeat the question again. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll try to.
Just talk to me a little bit. Maybe where in China you grew up. What was it like living in China? Um, what is the area like that you lived in, and what eventually brought you to Australia? Hmm.
Sure. So I'm originally from the north part of China. It's a place called Shenyang. It's
Mm,
pretty close to Japan, Korea,
mm,
that area.
mm-hmm.
You may or you may know.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not a big city in China, but considering it has about 9 to 10 million people, it's probably a big city.
Yeah, definitely.
In other, yeah, in
Yeah.
Australia or United States, because
Uh-huh.
most of the cities in China are quite big, populated.
Massive, massive. Yeah.
Yeah, so I lived there for 17, 18 years before I came to Australia. I finished high school there and then I went to Sydney. Uh, I did a transition course before I went to the University of New South Wales. It's quite famous in Australia. I'm not sure if you know it.
What's it called?
University of New South Wales,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm familiar. I'm familiar.
USW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so then I'm not too sure why I went to Australia because I got relatives in Canada, but for some reason my student visa at the time didn't really went very well. I mean
Mm,
the Canadian visa. So I went to Australia.
yeah.
Everything went well, and then I went to university, studied computer engineering. That's how it got me a job in IT after I graduated. So after that, I continued to work in Australia, and that brought me where I am now. So
Sure.
I came across like there's a language learning program at where I work. Yeah, although I would say my English level is professional proficiency. That's how they say it.
Mm,
Yeah,
right, right. Yeah, I
yeah.
would
Just
too.
quick. Yeah. So generally, when I talk to my colleagues, talk to clients, uh, mainly they are, mm, I mean, in professional terms, technical terms. Yeah, I speak to them. I'm generally okay. I can express myself well and they can understand me, but I'm just trying to take a step up. Just, sounds more like the native speakers, like some other people or like you.
Sure, sure.
As I would
Yeah,
like to take advantage of this program.
that's great. No, that's amazing. Tell me a little bit more about. You said you're in IT. You're a computer engineer. Can you go into a deeper, give me a deeper look into what you do every day?
So we are a software company. It's a US company, yeah,
Mm,
and the software is mostly to business. So my customers, they are like software engineers or computer engineers. They use the software we have to develop their softwares. This
sure.
is the background. So
Mm-hmm.
my job is to help these people on how to use this software or if they have any technical problems using it.
Sure.
This is mainly what I do. Uh, so they can email me, so I reply to them, analyze the problem, reply to them, and sometimes I go on a call with the customers if it's urgent or if just I want to get more information from them.
Sure. Very
Yeah,
good.
this is mainly what I do. It doesn't really, I mean, I understand English, communication, these skills are very important, but I feel for my job, I'm totally fine with my job because I don't really need to be a really good English speaker to do my job. Yeah. Also, if I'm just writing an email, I can use all the AI tools to help me write the email
Of
nicely
course.
without any grammar mistakes or very clear email.
Sure, sure, sure. Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying they are very clear. So would you say your writing is maybe less advanced than your speaking?
No, I mean my writing is. I think my writing is so much better than my speaking.
Oh, okay.
Because when I'm writing an email or just typing, I can get more time to think if
Sure,
this is uh, the grammar is correct or if this is clear, the
sure.
sentence is clear enough. Yeah, but when I'm speaking to you, like I can't really think for 20 seconds and then talk to you, right? I have to think as we go.
Okay,
Yeah, so as a not a native speaker, I think it's understandable I make some mistakes,
of
grammar
course.
mistakes, or sometimes uh, it's hard for me to say what I really want to say.
I see. Of course, of
Although,
course.
yeah, although most of the time I'm sure you can understand me okay, but it's just not at the native level.
Sure, and that's the main purpose of this trial lesson is for me to really try and determine what level you are at. And right now I can already tell you're at a C level, but is it C1? Is it high C1? I'll have to think about that and inquire a little bit harder. How would you
Ac-
say
Actually,
your go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, actually, I did the PREPLY test regarding that C level thing.
Mm-hmm.
So my level is C 1.3. I did the test. It took like 5 minutes. I didn't really went to those questions
Well,
like very carefully.
to be
Yeah.
honest, I don't necessarily agree with Preply's version of that test because I think to truly be at a level, it has to be listening, reading, writing, and speaking. All four of those are um, very, very important to like a true level. So, although I don't disagree, I think you are probably at a C1 level somewhere. I'm just trying to figure out if I would place you at a advanced level or maybe a beginner C level. So, can you talk to
Yeah.
me a little bit? What's your opinion on your your overall diction? Right? How many vocabulary words do you think you have? I mean, do you think you're pretty advanced? You know a lot of words?
I won't be able to give you the exact number
Sure.
because I've never counted.
Yeah.
But I would say I'm able to recognize or understand most of those letters, vocabularies. But
Sure.
sometimes when talking or when writing, I it's hard for me to think about those difficult, more advanced or complicated words,
Of course.
vocabularies.
Of course. So
Yeah,
you
but if I see it, I will be able to understand.
yeah, I get what you're saying. So you have the words, you understand those words, but when you're naturally having a conversation, it's hard for you to pull them to the front of your brain and actually use them.
As correct.
Okay. Well, that's good. One of the highlights to my course is we do a lot of speaking. It's a 100% verbal course. So unless you ask otherwise, if you wanted to focus on writing, we could. But uh, it's 100% verbal. So we will find those words that you want to use more, or maybe you don't have a full understanding or a full comprehension of, and we bring them forward and we use them a lot. So, and I have a presentation that we will get into here in a little while, but we have quite a bit of time, so I'd rather spend a little bit more time getting to know you. So, um, is there anything else about your current job that you could share with me, or does that pretty much cover it?
I'm just thinking what
Yeah,
else I can share with you to be
sure.
helpful.
Maybe goals or career path, like a career path that you hope to eventually go down?
So regarding career paths, at the moment, I'm just passively support the customers, right? When
Mhm,
they have a problem, they come to me and ask.
mhm,
But some of my colleagues, like if I had the stronger language skills, if I uh, can do that, I can for example, go to the sales side. I can
uh-huh,
proactively uh, demonstrate or give them a yeah, just to demonstrate the product proactively. So that can be helpful in my career, in my current position.
sure,
Also, sometimes in my job, I prefer to reply to customers using email rather than go on a meeting with them because sometimes I'm not very confident with my speaking skills. Not the
sure,
technical things. I know how to deal with the technical side, but just when talking to people, sometimes I feel okay, this is going to be a hard issue, and it's hard for me to make sure they can understand everything if I'm just talking to that person. But if in writing, I can spend 20 minutes writing a very comprehensive
Yeah.
email,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
make
yeah.
sure they understand everything without making any mistakes or unclarity.
Of course, of course.
So yeah, I would like to improve these two aspects, basically just to improve my speaking skills.
Sure. So you mentioned you could potentially get into the sales side of things, like the sales department. What what is it that your company specifically would sell? I'm just curious, what kind of product is it? Is it like computer parts or what kind of
It's a software to
soft?
monitor other softwares.
I see. I see. A
Yeah,
software.
most of our customers, they are, for example, uh, a few famous ones, OpenAI, because they have a lot of computers. So
Okay.
they use our software to monitor these computers, monitor their softwares.
I see. I see. Okay. What are some of the topics that you think you would talk about or discuss if you were trying to upsell this software? What are benefits to having it?
Hard for me to answer that question because I don't really have any experience in sales. I
That's
just
okay.
feel
That's
like
good.
to
I
be a
mean, that's good. That's good. That's okay.
sales need to be very good in communication skills.
Sure, sure.
So that's what I'm trying to improve. But I it's hard for me to answer your question, to be honest.
No, that's okay. That's exactly why I
But if
asked
you
it.
answer your question very well, I'll probably be a salesperson already.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay, let's go ahead, XJ, and let's back away a little bit from work for a moment. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about you on a personal level? What are some hobbies that you enjoy? What do you like to do in your free time?
Yeah, so currently, I'm in Sydney, and there are many mm, places we can go surf for
Sure.
surfing. Yeah, so I started surfing 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I go to the beaches, and sometimes there I go to a wave pool, which is not too far away. It's in the city.
That's really cool. What else?
Yeah, and I visit gym a few times a week, just try not get fat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else? What else? You enjoy food? You enjoy the what's the food like in Sydney?
It's a mixed international food, so basically you can
Oh,
get any food you can think of in
yeah.
Sydney because there are many uh, people from different countries in Sydney. So you can basically get anything. But for me, I don't have a particular food preference. I always try to keep myself fit, not
Yeah, yeah.
to
Trying to eat
eat a lot.
healthy. Yeah.
Try to eat healthy.
Sure.
Mm.
Well, I was gonna ask, coming from China, do you stick to the same, like similar foods that you would eat in China, or do you think your taste buds have kind of adapted more to the Australian style of food?
Well, there isn't really an Australian style food or
Okay.
dining.
Sure, sure.
I'm not too sure if you know it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
But
So,
essentially, authentic Australian food is just barbecue, put food on the fire and cook it. There isn't like a real cuisine. Like you have English cuisine, you have French or Chinese,
yeah, yeah.
these styles, but there isn't really an Australian food.
You you know that
Yeah,
kind
but
That reminds me a little bit of the United States. We have so many options. Like growing up when I was a child, Monday would be like Mexican night, Tuesday could be Chinese night, Wednesday could be maybe some American barbecue. So it just depends on the day of the week, right? What we were eating. So that kind of reminds me of the US a little bit.
Do you only eat that food on that particular day, or
Well, no, no, no. It just kind of depends how we feel. Like, maybe Monday is Italian day, So it just really depends what we're in the mood for. Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes, yes. Which is very different. I don't you don't know this, but I live in Taiwan now, and the food here is very specific. Like trying to find anything other than Taiwanese Asian food, it's very difficult for me. So I do a lot of my own cooking.
I'm sure you have McDonald's there in Taiwan as
W-
well.
we do, but I don't eat that. I like to stay in shape and try to be healthy as well. So I stay away from McDonald's.
That's good. That is the one of the most consistent food I have. It doesn't matter if I'm in China or Australia or any other country. That's the most consistent option.
Yeah, I think they're like in every country, just about every country in the world. So, um, definitely cool, man. Let me ask you, XJ. So, if you decided to take lessons with me, what are some of the topics, the specific topics that you would like to have in the course? Because I custom design these courses myself, so they are all unique to every student. So what are some of the topics or subjects you would like to see the most in this course?
Sure. So I read in your profile you're a manager also in hospitality or customer support in
Mm-hmm.
this area. Maybe I'm not very accurate on that,
No, you're right.
but you have this experience. So I was thinking, what if you were manager, right? And you want me to support our customers or just to upsell a few things to our customers, then how would you like to improve my communication skills? What kind of training are you going to give me?
Okay.
Yeah, this also matches the two goals we discussed earlier.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you have this very interesting experience or profile. So that's also one of the main reasons I think, okay, Tyler's profile is quite interesting. So I'm
Okay.
going to have a trial class with you.
Sure, sure. So you think your main interest or main desire rather would be around hospitality, customer service, maybe sales?
Yeah, probably more customer service and sales into these fields.
Definitely.
Because learning English, to be honest, learning English at the moment is not the most priority, the most important thing for me at the moment. But I'm since I have this access to this program, I just want to improve my English.
Of course, of course. So I like to be extremely transparent with all of my potential students. I want you to really understand what you would get from me if you took lessons with me. Okay, so let me just say, first of all, if you were to take lessons with me, I would probably put you in I would probably put you in the advanced C1 class, maybe even my C2 class. Now, what that is it like for instance, my C2 class is for very beginner C2 level learners, and the objective is to master the language. That's what that course is for. It's a mastery course, okay? That would probably be the course that I would put you in. However, it's very structured. I created the course myself. Okay. And again, I have a presentation here that we can go through in a little while. But I want you to understand that it's a very structured course. I focus on vocabulary, making sure that the amount of vocabulary you have, the specific words you have, are up to the level that you're supposed to be. So if you're in my C2 class, the vocabulary that you would be seeing would be C2 level vocabulary. Okay. Once we locate that vocabulary, I would then recycle it back into the course. And again, it's a 100% verbal course. So everything we would be doing is speaking exercises. I would ask you questions and I would need you to answer those questions. We have a pretty free exercise where, like, I go through like an interview portion where I will interview you as if I was a manager for a company. We do kind of like exercises similar to that. Um, so at first glance, do you think that would be something you're interested in? It's more of a long form course. Okay, I don't really just talk to people and I don't really just focus on one area. Um, how does that sound?
Uh, I mean, overall, it sounds good to me.
Sure.
I do have a question regarding that
Yeah.
because you said it's very structured and a little bit advanced course. I'm wondering how much time or how long we need to spend into this program.
Definitely. So that is always the big question. People are always asking me, how many classes do I have to take a week or how long does it take? So, first of all, XJ, that is very subjective. Okay. It's going to depend on the person, how quick of a learner you are, how many classes you take. I have some students who really love to just talk, and it takes us 10 times as long to get through one exercise as it might for a different student. So, before I answer this question, I want you to understand that that's extremely subjective. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Okay. Um, that being said, my course takes around 4 to 8 months to complete. So all of my courses, for instance, if you're in my A2 course, then in 4 to 8 months, you will go up to a B1 level. If you're at a B2 level, then it's going to take you 4 to 8 months to get up to a C1 level. So if I were to put you in my C2 mastery course, we would be looking probably somewhere between 4 and 8 months for me to say to you like that you've completed the course. But again, it's very subjective. You could do it sooner. Um, you could do it much longer. It could potentially take a year or more. It really just depends on your motivation, how engaged you are as a student, and things like that.
I see. And how often do we normally do these courses?
So,
How often?
that would be up to you. I usually recommend people to take 2 lessons with me uh, per week at least. I know you're corporate, and I'm pretty sure they only give you 4. So that would
Every
be
month?
they do what?
4 courses every month.
Exactly, exactly. So that would equate to 1 class a week. So if that's all you could do, then I would probably encourage you to do a lot of self-studying. But see, XJ, maybe this is a good opportunity. Let me just go ahead and start the presentation. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Perfect. Can you see this on the screen here?
Hello, XJ.
Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so this presentation is going to talk about 2 main points, okay? Why do I teach the way I do, and how do I teach? So, starting with the why. So, why do I teach the way that I do? So, one main reason is to increase your vocabulary. One key to fluency is vocabulary. By focusing on expanding your vocabulary, you will build a stronger foundation and develop a deeper understanding of the English language. So, basically what that means, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's my job to make sure that your knowledge of vocabulary is up to where you want to be. So if you were to be in the C2 mastery course, I would make sure that you have very high end vocabulary. okay? That you would understand everything, right? So that would be one reason on why I teach the way I do, to increase your vocabulary. Next is you need to speak. So, real conversation is overall the most powerful way to strengthen your language skills. My course, like I said, is 100% verbal. So, it's a lot of talking, lots and lots and lots of talking. Um, we are going to deep think on many topics. I'm going to challenge you very often. I want you to anticipate a somewhat stressful class, honestly. I only have 1 hour with you, so I would really be challenging you, especially, you're talking about customer service, hospitality, sales. I would be putting you into this environment for sure. You would be in this environment doing all of those things that you need to be doing at work. Okay. Uh, One more thing I just want to mention is when I meet a student like you who's a higher level, I will not slow my speaking down. So you'll probably notice that I'm speaking at more of a native speed, right? I'm speaking fast. So this is also something that I want you to get used to. I want you to get used to hearing English naturally and fast, although I'm sure you're probably used to it now, living so many years in Australia.
Speed you are using is perfect
If you
because
can,
you don't have a strong accent. Your accent is great,
good.
so I can understand everything perfectly
That's
with
amazing.
the currency.
That's amazing. So, yeah, we'll do a lot of speaking. And like I said, I will put you into these real situations that you are talking about. That's why I asked about those topics, um, because that's what you want. That's what's most important for to you right now. And it's going to help us discover the vocabulary that you need in those situations. So, when you're trying to demonstrate your customer service skills to somebody or demonstrate your amazing sales uh, skills to somebody, you need certain vocabulary. So we need to find it. Uh, Moving on to the last reason why do I teach the way I do is for fluency. My main goal is to help you achieve fluency in English regardless of your current level. I focus on steady, effective learning rather than rushing the process. So that's kind of what I was mentioning to you before. I don't like to take on students who want to be with me for a short period of time. Uh, I love this job because I want to take people who sometimes can't even speak the language and then get them to a point where they are fluent. I really love that end result. And that even goes for someone like you who, you feel you're at a professional level with your English. I agree. It's very, very good, but there's always room for improvement. And I want to help you get there. So, why do I teach the way I do is to achieve fluency. Now, how? So, how is my course structured? This kind of will help you understand my course a little bit better and maybe answer some of the questions that you might have. So, I have 6 exercises. Okay. I am, uh, what am I thinking? So, it's really, really important to me that you have consistency and repetition. You mentioned earlier to me that you have these vocabulary words in your head, but when you're having these conversations with people, it's hard for you to pull that vocabulary forward and express yourself. The best way to do that is repetition and consistency. The more you do it, the more used to it you will be, and the more comfortable you will be doing it. Uh, so I have these 6 exercises that we basically will play on repeat during my course. We will start with input vocabulary, we will finish with a verbal vocabulary quiz, and then we will repeat the process. Now, let me go ahead and describe how this works. So, the first exercise is input vocabulary. We will find vocabulary that needs your attention and build your base. So, right now, XJ, you have a base, right? You have a foundation of vocabulary words. However, I'm sure there are some words in there that maybe you don't fully understand or maybe you don't have at all. So, it is my job to find those vocabulary words for you and input them into your diction. Next is 2-minute topics, so 2-minute speaking challenges. I will give you questions, all relevant to your topics that we talked about, and I will challenge you to talk about these questions or these topics for 2 minutes uninterrupted. So I do not speak, and it gives you an opportunity to think deeper on these topics and try to expand your train of thought on these topics. Okay. And that also helps pull vocabulary from different parts of your brain. Okay. Next is quick fire. You will solve problem scenarios on a variety of topics. Now, again, if you're in my C2 mastery class, these scenarios will be challenging, okay? And they will also be relevant to your topics. So I will give you scenarios of problems, and you will need to tell me what steps would you take to solve these problems, okay? It's the best way I can describe that exercise. Next, we have natural conversation. So have a natural conversation with me about topics relevant to you. Now, this is an opportunity where we really do just hold conversation. I will ask you questions and I will correct your vocabulary in real time. Okay, so you get pretty much immediate feedback. Also, during this exercise, I will create um, custom scenarios, like maybe a job interview, or maybe we are in a conference call together, or maybe you are a salesman trying to sell me software that monitors software. Okay, so um, that's a good opportunity for us to do that. Next is idioms and jargon. So learn unique ways to express yourself and sound relevant. We will dive deeper into idioms, which are very, very popular and useful in the English language, as well as jargon, which are just like relevant work terms that you can use. And they're extremely helpful and they can be extremely high level when you use them properly. Finally, the vocabulary quiz. You will create sentences with your own vocabulary and master the words that give you trouble. So, XJ, the vocabulary quiz is all verbal. It is not written, and it's going to be a quiz with the words that we find for you, that we have introduced to you, and it's your job to use these words in real sentences. Uh, in order to pass this vocabulary quiz, I basically have to tell you, yes, I think your pronunciation's good. I think your intonation's good. Your enunciation's clear. All of the above. Once we complete that vocabulary quiz, we go back to input vocabulary and we repeat the process. We try to find more words, more topics, more deep thinking, things like that. And that's it. That is the end of my little presentation. So I'm going to open up the floor to you if you have any questions or any feedback at all.
Thanks. That's very helpful information. I have a quick question. So, how long would one iteration of this last?
Sure,
How long?
totally. So again, that is subjective. However, it's usually, let's see, this one here takes about 2 lessons. This one here can take 2 to 3 lessons. So it's kind of like that. It just depends on the exercise. Natural conversation here, sometimes I can spend 4 or 5 lessons with that student doing all sorts of different like fun exercises and things that we can work on that really will make you feel like maybe again you're a salesman or you're trying to demonstrate customer service, like really useful scenarios. So it really depends. So I would probably say 15 to 30 lessons will get you through one cycle.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
At the moment, I don't really have very specific question because I we haven't really studied anything.
For sure, for
It's
sure.
like you can also, for example, mimic interview
Yes.
environment. Yeah, it will also be helpful because when last time I had an interview, I memorized a lot of things like the experience stories, behavioral questions.
for sure.
Yeah, so that be very helpful for me as well in the future.
That's good. That's good. And let me just say one more thing, XJ. So, are you familiar with Google Doc?
Yep. I'm okay with it.
Good, good.
Google
So,
Doc.
how my class works is you will show up to Preply, and I will send you a link to your Google Doc. So, I create a Google Doc for all of my students, and you will have access to this Google Doc 24/7. So, I also encourage my students, even when we are not learning together, to get back on the Google Doc and go through these cycles again on your own. You can do it as much as possible. Also, when you and I are done learning together and you move on, you can keep those exercises. That you'll keep the Google Doc. You'll always have access to it. It'll be yours forever. So I feel like that's kind of a little perk to my class.
Thanks. That's also helpful. Yeah, for me at the moment, I don't really have like I don't need to see very immediate result or I,
Good,
we have some goals, but it's not a very important goal for me at the moment. So I
good.
probably don't have a lot of time outside our classes to really
That's okay.
learn, wise, practice these
And
materials.
that's okay.
Want to we meet once a week just to uh, maybe improve my English a little bit, just a little bit every week.
Sure, sure,
That will be enough for me because that I have this program like four classes a month. I just want to use it nicely and wisely, but no
totally.
pressure.
Well, the perk is that you will have that forever. So maybe you don't have time now, but it's always something that you can go back to later or at any time that you wanted. You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect.
The lecture notes I have in university, I never visited them again, but I always have them.
Exactly, exactly.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that is pretty much all I have. Do you have any more questions or any more feedback that you can think of right now that would help you make a decision later?
I don't really have any specific questions for now because we haven't really started
Hmm.
learning, studying, practicing together. Yeah,
Sure.
I think you show me a very comprehensive overview of what your class will be like.
Good.
It's structured and organized, so I don't really have any questions or issues with that. Yeah, it looks very good.
That's fantastic.
And I like your accent because when I was browsing all the tutors on Preply, when I just signed up, yeah, I just watched everyone's intro videos. I like your accent because you don't really have any strong accent. That is good.
All right. That is good. That is good. Yeah, 33 years in the United States. And I lived in so many different states, so I feel like I have an accent, but it's like all of them put together. So I don't know, but that's good. I'm glad that you can understand me clearly. I've worked really hard on it. Um, and yeah, so I think that's great, XJ. I'm glad you came to the trial lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions in the meantime, I practically live on this application. So just message me. You can ask me any questions that you might have, and hopefully I can help you.
Sure, thank you. So I'll probably schedule another class so we can make a real start. I'll probably do it next week or the week after.
Amazing.
Yeah, schedule another class in your calendar if that's okay. So we
That's
can.
well, if that's the case, XJ, I appreciate it, man. That's amazing. I'm looking forward to working with you, and I'll spend the next couple days really putting together a uh, useful and awesome structure for you. So
Yeah,
it's
we
great.
can probably take it a little bit easy and slow. Yeah, doesn't have to be a very difficult class because
I gotcha. I gotcha. Well,
I
hey, it's, I
understand. Good, you have this plan structure already.
was gonna say,
Yeah, but for,
Be
Yeah,
careful signing up with me because I have my way. You want C2 mastery, I'm gonna give that to you. So um don't
yeah.
worry. I'm not a very like don't worry, don't be intimidated by it. It's still a really laid back and fun course. So but I hear you loud and clear.
May I ask if you're currently residing in United States or somewhere else? Because the
No,
time now
I
probably not.
remember I'm in Taiwan.
Oh, you're in Taiwan. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I heard you said maybe you said you lived in Taiwan, so I thought you're not there. Sorry.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I spent 33 years in the US, and then about 3 weeks ago I moved to Taiwan permanently to teach full time.
that's great.
Yeah.
Which city?
I'm in Taipei.
Taipei.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend went there for a business trip last month.
Oh, it's this country is amazing. It's beautiful. I love the people. Um yeah, I just absolutely love it here. It's incredible.
It's good.
It's awesome. All right, XJ. Well, do you have any final questions or anything that you'd like to say before we finish up?
I think we are so far so good. So
Perfect,
I'll
man.
schedule something later in your calendar.
That
Then
sounds
we
great.
can begin learning.
That sounds great, XJ. Well, I appreciate your time. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just shoot me a message, okay?
Sure. Thank you, Tyler.
Perfect. All
Have
right.
a good day.
Take it easy, man. Bye bye.
See you.